Shalom, welcome back to Flipping Pages, Stirring Sauces, Tawada, and gratitude to all of you who have liked, subscribed, shared, and commented. It has been a while. I've been taking care of some personal stuff. Sometimes people mistake your kindness for weakness. And sometimes people think that they're pulling a fast one on you, and they don't realize that sometimes you just let things go. Other time, you sit back and patiently watch and watch while they reel out enough rope to hang themselves. You see, I have a son, and I used to take him to the soccer field so he could watch his big brother play soccer. And when all the other little kids his age were getting together, playing and carrying on, he would just sit there, or he would just stand there. And he would watch. He would watch. He wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't get involved. He would just watch and take everything in. People thought he was an odd child. He's my child. And what he was doing, he was studying the game so that when he decided that he wanted to play soccer, he knew all the positions, he knew all the plays. My son plays all the positions, and he plays them very well. He kicks right, he kicks left. He scores right, he scores left. He scores from the center. He can score from anywhere on the field. And when he gets that ball and gets a breakaway, nobody catches him. And the goaltender prays for mercy. That son of mine, he can use his knife right, he can use his knife left. He can eat with his fork right, left. He can eat with his fork right. He's very versatile in everything he does. And he's an observer. That didn't just come out of midair. He got that from his mom, me. I observe. I don't always react, and I'm very patient. So sometimes when you think you're getting one over on me, I'm just studying, because a good offense is a great defense. Anyway, Goliath, who was a Nephilim, is about to meet David the human. Goliath is about to meet this David. The other day, I came out into the parking lot at work, and I noticed something, and I said to myself, how long is it going to be before they blame me for this? Got confirmation the next day that I was being blamed once again for something that had nothing to do with me. And these people are crucifying me for something that has nothing to do with me. But you know, it is something that I thought of, but decided not to do it. And somebody else obviously thought of it and decided to do it. And now they think I did it. But if they want to blame me, they can go right ahead. Like I said, Goliath is about to meet this David. Anyway, a lot of people have been asking me why I don't celebrate Christmas and why my new year is in the spring as opposed to now. With respect to the new year question, it's very obvious. I'm going to make it very simple. This is winter time. Nothing grows in the winter. Everything is resting. Everything is asleep. It makes absolutely no sense to me why we would be celebrating a new year in the middle of winter. The new year starts in the spring when everything is coming to life. Everything is blooming. And it also doesn't make sense that if I believed in Christmas, that it would be celebrated in the middle of winter. According to that story, the person who is being celebrated was born at harvest time. Harvest time is not in the winter. But I will answer that question. See, the King James Bible has been manipulated, and a lot of the really important information has been taken out of it, and it doesn't go into details about anything. It mentions the book of Enoch, but can you find the book of Enoch in the King James Bible? No, you cannot. So I don't celebrate Christmas because I do not believe in the virgin birth. I do not believe in the virgin birth because a virgin birth would not be of the Creator. A virgin birth would be anything but. We as human beings all know that in order for you to procreate, something has to come out of the penis or the sex organs in one way or another and enter the vagina in one way or another. An angel impregnating a virgin is totally and completely against the Creator. A virgin birth, as far as I'm concerned, is of the devil. I'm going to be reading from the book of Enoch, chapter 6, and it will become evident to you why the Creator would have nothing. The Creator would not have anything to do with a virgin birth or with an angel or a spirit impregnating a virgin. You asked, and so I'm answering. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said unto one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Samijah, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, not to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Samalazad, their leader, Arkahalba, Ramil, Kohabil, Tamil, Ramlil, Daniel, Esquazil, Barukajal, Azil, Amaros, Batarel, Anazil, Zaquiel, Samsapil, Satarel, Terrell, Joamagil, Saragil. These are the names of the chiefs of tens. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with herbs. And they became pregnant, and they bore great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. And as Azil taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and many were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. Simajazza taught enchantments and cutting of roots. Amaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barajakal taught astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. Esquazil, the knowledge of the clouds. Araquel, the signs of the earth. Shamzil, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven, and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men, make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages. The throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious, and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things as thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all the things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Aziel has done, who has taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were kept in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Samijah, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they've gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. So you see, the Creator has a real problem with different beings and entities mixing. He referred to this as them defiling themselves. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth as thereby being filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass. And thou seest these things, and thou doest suffer them, and thou doest not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spoke, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Aziel, hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Duadel, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Aziel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from among men, and cast them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have. And no request that they, their fathers, make to thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf, for they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go bind Samijah, and his associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, until the day of their judgment and of their consummation, until the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all evil from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of the righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. I'm going to leave that there. So you see why I do not celebrate Christmas, because the virgin birth is a made-up story, made up by the oppressors to keep us in bondage. They got a hold of our sacred book and they changed it, and they wrote what they wanted to write and gave us this thing called the Bible. Yeah. And they have to tell us the truth. So there is truth in the Bible, and there is stuff in the Bible that is made up. And everything that they're going on with today, they went on with it before. There's nothing new under the sun. And back in the day, they sliced and diced DNA and created, what would you say now? They created other species. So not everybody who looks human is human. Because when you mix different entities, you create different species. And the Creator, as you can tell, that was from the book of Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher. And that reading was done for educational purposes, so that the copyright infringement can be satisfied. It's being read for educational purposes. So you asked, I've answered. The other question that was asked of me is, when, how do I put this now? When the man in your life asks you what is wrong, don't say nothing. Because if you tell him nothing, he's going to believe everything is good. She's not upset at me. I asked her what was wrong, and she said, nothing. You tell him nothing is wrong, he's going to believe nothing is wrong. If he cares enough about you to ask you what is wrong or what is bothering you, tell him exactly what is bothering you and what is wrong. Because the only way he's going to know is if you tell him. And the only way he can affect change is if you let him know what is wrong. If he doesn't know what he's doing wrong, then he can't fix it. And the other thing that came up was what do you do when the man in your life is ticking you off? Don't tell me. Tell him. Talk to him. He can fix it. I can't fix it. So you have to tell him. Seriously. If he doesn't know what is going on with you, how can he fix the problem? So you have to talk to him. Tell him. Don't go blab it to your friends who can't fix it. Don't go blab it to his friends who can't fix it. Blab it to him. Make him listen. Sit him down. Talk to him. That's the only way you're going to affect change. And like I said, I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with my world. I'm at peace with my Creator, the Most High, Ancient of Days. Goliath, you are about to meet David. If you've liked what you've heard tonight, then I humbly request that you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Don't swallow it and keep it to yourself. I wish you Baruch and Shalom. Whoops. Let me try that again.